It is devastating that you do not have any remarks, statements, examples, scenarios, situation that are derived or that are specified in your books pertaining to your life as you live it in America with the Quran.
Right.
So it's as if the people have grown into the ideologies that those whom have given us these ways and these norms and these excuse me, and these traits, those whom have given it to us have the right way, they have the correct way, they have the good way. But they forget something, that they do not assure the day of judgment for any of us. And that one belongs to Allah and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. And He is the creator of the heaven and the earth and everything in between it, the east and the west.
Yes, He is. SubhanAllah.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa salamu alayhi.
Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
I mean, the thing about it, strangely enough for me, is that if you're calling your way, you claim you are a Muslim or a Muslimah, and your way is so real, it is so true, it is so authentic, prove it by what it clearly states, not without a book. Stand, just like it was told to, and I have to bring up Al-Ghazali's scenario when he was robbed by bandits at night, and he caught up to them and he said, "Give me back my books, they're all I have for my knowledge." And then the guy said to him, "Without these books you have no knowledge." See, that's the situation. This whole generation of, decadent, I'm not going to use decadent, excuse me, but the decades. So, this is generation after generation after generation, like people are subscribed to other than the Quran.
Right.
And all these things that you're subscribed to, they are your idols today. Though they're the ones that you give all of your time to, all of your sacrifice, all of your energy, all of your dedication, all of your commitment. These ways that you've chosen, these are the ways that you have taken to mean everything to you, despite the fact that you recite in the Fatiha, if you recite the entire thing, As-Sirat al-Mustaqim is only one. This one belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you take on another way other than the Sirat al-Mustaqim, it is not the way of Allah, it's just simple. Allah ta'ala gives us the example of the Yahud and the Nasara in the Quran. Because of the fact that they did things that we are doing today. He knew we would do it. And he is telling us in the Quran, do not do like they did, because they, and exactly, the details, the exact details, they took things out, they changed things of the revelations that was sent to them. It was sent on paper. You understand? They substituted things. So they definitely did a job on it, and they diluted it all.
Yeah.
In other words, they diluted it enough for them to be in a state of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Fatiha, al-maghdubi. You know, this word is a Qamariya word. You know? Today I was saying Qamariya Shamsiya, somebody nodded their head, and then when they got the Qamariya Shamsiya questions, it was a different story out. And it's only 4 Qamariya Shamsiya words because it's only 4 categories. You know, it's simple. The deen is simple. Al-Islam is simple. It is easy. It is free. It is freedom. It's liberation.
Right.
You understand? So the question is, you know, because there was a very important meeting today, and I think that in all fairness, you know, most people who know history understand the truth. They will support it, they will aid it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions those who accept Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, they support him and they aid him. Allah does not like those who just talk and do not assist, do not aid. Allah does not like those who say what they do not do. We say Allah loves us, this is what Allah says in the Quran, we will do exactly that. It's this simple.
That's right.
The situation is very, you know, I mean, we're not accepting the fact that the legendary legacy, militarily, governmental, social perspective of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam's legacy is going to be subtracted in any way, shape or form. So it's a very important situation on our hands. And I think, and I had to explain to the attaché Latifis today, you know, that this is not like any other, you know, because he was trying to compare the Umar bin Khattab. Well, no, Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. I said to him, listen, my friend, you have 80 videos. Do you think it's fair for somebody to just jump in somewhere in the last 2 or 3 to get caught up on the past, you know, 77 or 78 videos? I mean, tip for you, you don't even know what it's about. Don't you think that is a sad way of approaching that in which you find you need the information for? Did you bother to listen to the first lecture? Do you even have the first book? We're on book 3. What book are you on? Did you even read the book? So you have no understanding, but you say you want to know about it. Prepare yourself.
Right.
You know? You can, and if you do not have the book, guess what? Because we had to give him the analogy that, listen, you've listened to the Quran, the entire Quran, you've listened to it how many times? And you have, by the way, the native, you know, in your own right, you are from an Arab country, they speak the Arabic on the national television, the national language is Arabic, you have all of that, right? He said yes, and you've listened to the Quran how many times? And you believe in the Quran like so? He said yes. Did you memorize it? Did you memorize it? He said,
You talking to me?
no, well, I'm asking in general. No, in general. I'm saying that this is the people of the Republic of La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Shahada, you know. Everybody has to come to the, you know, to the full grip of the situation. This is a Quranic revolution. You understand? And it is not,
That's right.
it is definitely not going to be something in which ever seen before. Because really, the mission is simple, is to extract the information from going back in time, number one, extracting the information and the resources, spiritual that is, obviously, and intellectual, to bring to our modern day from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and what exactly he would do under these circumstances and situations, because that's exactly what we need. You understand?
Right.
So I mean, it's sad, again. And the people, they had a smaller group here before, and when that group came, the conversation was about Sirah, was about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So we're talking about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And he brings the Quran, I bring the Quran, and the Quran is being discussed pertaining to the Sirah. So now we have, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's word, which is the Quran, and we have Sirah that we're talking about. So when we did that, I'm still going through that because it's a lot of information. Do you know this boy tried to mention hadith, like he tried to mention basically that hadith is what we need to focus on. Leave the Quran alone. I'm telling you. Can you imagine? You're reading a thick book. Fada'il al-A'mal is not a small book. It is a thick book. And they read it constantly. But you cannot tell me what this thick book says about the Quran. I mean, you'd have to go look it up. Are you seriously? Like, is that... See, so... those type of things, they're just, they're intolerable. They're intolerable. So, like, this is our responsibility as Muslim. When we see wrong, we have to express that this is wrong.
Right.
We have to express that this is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says is not befitting for us Muslims. We have to speak up we have to speak up. But when we see the truth, we have to say it is true.
Right.
We're not allowed to just be quiet, silent, and do absolutely nothing. Allah will ask us, why? I gave you a mouth to speak with.
Right.
What did you say instead? And you were busy, so, this is the situation. This is the situation on the ground. But that was practically it. I think that another very important element mentioned, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best, we're going to place our entire trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
We thank Him for everything. We thank Him specifically and particularly that in which He gave us of the Quran, in this time, in this manner, in this place. And we search Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in every place in which He Jalla Jalaluhu has encouraged us to be when we are to be there. And the conditions in which we are in be those which are most pleasing to Him. As the time that we entered this world. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.